Hey! What's going on, everybody? Happy Thanksgiving. I say happy Thanksgiving so you guys know. He's swiping left and right in case things don't work out. He'll have a backup chick.
Let me share this and then we'll get to it.
He yells at me because I'm playing Star Wars.
I don't care if you play Star Wars. It actually looked pretty cool.
Oh, thank you. It was.
That's what I was saying. Looks pretty cool, man.
So I am thankful that we finally have adults in the room running the country again. I am thankful for.
Do we not yet?
I'm thankful for having a job. Although, Jinx, I'm Sicilian. I'm always worried about jinxing myself. But for the time being, health and stability and happiness to all of you. We're happy that you're here sharing your holiday weekend with us.
Thanksgiving. What? Since you're sitting home in a closet, like not allowed to have anybody over.
No, you're allowed to have 10 people over as long as they're wearing masks and they're 6 feet away from each other.
Right.
And you'll have to get a robotic arms to hold the bowl of turkey.
You pass some mashed potatoes, yes.
Hold on, like
a big extending thing. It's like
hold on, let me just slide it over.
It's the weirdest fucking time to live in right now.
Oh yeah. Fucking
it's crazy.
This is uncharted waters.
I've never seen anything like it.
Nope. What do you always say? Pack it in.
You know what's ironic is like the craziest shit is happening right now. If you're a comedian, you'd be like, I want to be out there talking about this shit, but you can't because all the shows are shut down.
No, there's one. There are 2 shows open.
Well, the dive bar still went on last night, but I didn't go.
And Thorn and Cork.
Yeah, but now everything's cut to 25% capacity.
We're doing open.
Supposedly,
mics. We're doing open mics.
It's the
same thing. You're acting like these are full houses.
No, right. Like I don't know what the capacity is of the dive bar, like legally, but yeah,
I don't think they give.
It's probably right. It's still probably only close to 25% of their total capacity, like the actual attendance of the regular open mic.
For those people who don't know, the dive bar lives up to its name. It is a nasty ass hole on a street called Maryland Parkway, which is one of the 2 filthiest streets in Las Vegas, that and Boulder Highway.
I'm just saying, if their capacity was 400 and they had 100 people at the open mic, and that's a lot.
The most of the place can hold is 100 people.
What?
The most they can hold is 100 people over there. They can't do more than 100.
You think?
No, a dive bar? It's tiny.
No, I'm just saying, for example.
In general, yeah.
If it was 400, 100 would be 25%, right?
But you're talking about 25 people in there anyway. Maybe wearing a mask, maybe.
Oh.
Maybe. I don't want to throw anyone under the bus.
I've been there. Some been wearing them, some not.
Yeah.
You know.
And
if I'm standing somewhere, I have my mask on and there's no one around me.
Yeah.
I will unhook it.
We usually take it
hang from my ear so that I get like a, Nobody likes wearing it. That's the point. It's like nobody's like, I'm not like, oh, I love wearing this fucking mask. It's fucking great.
Let me suck in my. Hold on, let me suck into my Chinese food.
Matter of fact, when this goes away, I'm going to keep wearing it because
I'm not happy with that.
I like the way it fucking stifles my fucking breathing.
You like walking around talking like Bane all the time,
right?
Nobody
cared who I was until I put on the mask.
I'm taking the city of Las Vegas and giving it back to you.
Right.
Well, Julia says she takes in strays, and not this year.
I'm just saying, like, nobody likes to wear it.
No.
But it is what it is.
Well, nothing is worse than going to White Castle and belching up White Castle into your mouth.
Here's what I try to say to these people is, no matter what you believe one way or the other, what you got to admit is what we've been doing ain't working.
No, because people don't even.
Because like I said, at the bottom line is you got to change people's behavior. All these rules are not going to make people.
Here's how bad the reality is.
You can't change people's behavior.
Bruce,
that's the point.
The people in Michigan are suing their governor or trying to impeach the governor.
I know, I saw it.
Because she This is like children going, I don't want to wear a jacket outside.
The Vegas governor called Sisolak he's a tyrant. You know, like.
No, I will say this.
It's fucking crazy.
I will say this, Bruce. And I was talking to a customer who's like a cowboy style guy from Arizona.
Right.
You cannot shut down Black Friday. That's too much money.
You keep saying that.
And you can't.
Why? I guess Cyber Monday.
You can't shut that down because it's like my paycheck is going to, and hi, Julia. My paycheck is going to really be affected by the extra hours and the extra customers and the commission opportunities.
Of course.
But
that's everybody.
No, so exactly. So you can't shut that. Now, if you want to do that for a couple of weeks before Christmas and try to stifle this thing a little bit, I get it. But this weekend has to happen unfettered.
But do you see?
This is the
That's
one
what I'm
time
saying, though, is this country has no fail-safe built into it.
No, it's not.
The capitalist system is built on money flowing at all times. And if money stops flowing, the system fucks up real fast.
Correct.
Real fast.
There is no.
It's every man for himself.
Yes.
And this should show you that.
This is the only time I agree.
There is no, like I said, fail-safe built into it.
But this is the only time I'll agree with Trump.
Trump
has the one-liner. Trump has the one-liner, and he's right. The cure cannot be worse than the disease.
No, but here's the deal.
He's right. No,
Trump but here's the deal, though. If you want to destroy this country, I mean, you can see how to do it real fast. If you could disrupt the economy of this country for a brief amount of time, 1 month, and the whole thing will unravel. I mean, there's no fail safes built into it whatsoever. Like now, everybody needs a new stimulus. They're doing nothing.
No.
You know, like what do they expect people are going to do? See, this is the problem with if people were getting taken care of, you wouldn't have as much of this. I don't think.
No, because
fervor about masks.
Wait a minute. Well, yeah, but look, first of all,
people are tense because they're fucking broke.
Yeah, but you're forgetting one thing, Bruce. You're forgetting that the idea of people taken care of is you have to have a social responsibility and an understanding of basic science, which we don't have. So idea that people are going to team together and just get the job done is impossible because they're too ignorant.
Have you seen what happened, though? They're getting that vaccine done. When the human beings want to do something,
they can get it done.
They get it done, even though we're surrounded by all these idiots. You know, there's 5% of human beings on the earth that are fucking smart, that are elevated above, the other fucking hairless monkeys that are running around.
Well, this ties in, Bruce.
Bitching about fucking, wearing masks and shit.
Well, let me tell you a story, Bruce. Let me tell you a story.
Q anonymous fucking conspiracy theories. No, but you know what I'm saying. These kind of people.
You know what? The only thing I'm happy about the only thing that I'm happy with the QAnon stuff, like that woman who got into government, is that after she's in government now, let's say she's in government for 6 months,
right,
or a year, 2 years in, one of two things is going to happen. Number one, all the QAnon people are going to go, why isn't she voting for more Q-related stuff? Oh, wait a minute, she was taken in by the deep state. She's one of them now. That's the first thing that's going to happen. Or she's going to go, uh-oh, I'm in the deep state now, and nothing happened. It was all bullshit. Oh, fuck. But
it is all bullshit. It's amazing to watch what's going on.
So Jack Attack says for years parents told children to wear a jacket.
Like right now.
Hold on, we got to address this guy. Jack says for years parents told children to wear a jacket so they didn't catch a cold, ignoring the fact that temperature does not contribute to catching a transmitted virus. No, it was
they didn't know that.
You didn't know.
It's just like the chicken soup. You eat some chicken soup, it'll make you feel better.
The whole point, Jack, is nobody knows. So when you have something that's going on and you don't know how to treat it, you go, okay. I got people walking around the street. They're getting sick. They're getting sick. What do I do? What is the one thing I can do to keep people from getting sick? If I isolate them, then we can do this tracking to find out where the fucking virus is coming in. Shut it down, as he likes to say, shut it down, and that's it. And that would have been the end of it. No, fuck you. I was at a comedy show. I was doing my 5 minutes, and when this whole virus thing started, as a joke.
Yeah, you said.
I went, ah. Now, I didn't even actually lick my hand. I pantomimed it. Everyone, and this was a Steelers bar. It was a Steelers bar.
Well,
they went like this.
That would explain anything that happened.
No, but they went like everybody in the bar.
Fuck the Steelers.
Well, yeah. Fucking, I could do the low hanging for Ben Raplesberger joke. But everybody in this good old American bar gasped. Now, that was before we were even being told about masks and social distancing and contact tracing. And the people there were shook up that I did that. And I did. I went like that. I didn't even touch my hand.
At that point, nobody knew. Everybody thought if you would die if you got it. Like,
right.
You know, like, oh my God.
So when somebody says, oh shit, this could be really bad, stay in your home for a few weeks. And then there's always got to be that one dumb fuck. That guy who was like a fucking Boy Scout and he was in the Marines. And I don't need to do shit. I've been in the worst places in this fucking country. Let me tell you what we did. I burned my own feces. I turned it into coal. I let it harden, and then I turned my shit into coal and I burned it.
My own urine.
I pissed in a cup. I pissed in a cup. I pissed in a fold. Dana Carvey has a line. Waterworld, the man peed into a coffee cup. You cannot pee into a Mr. Coffee and make lemonade. That was a brilliant line because that's what all these guys think. They go, well, if I piss into this coffee cup, if I tough it out, if I deliberately go to parties and make out with random women, I will get herd immunity. That was the first bullshit line we were told. Herd immunity. Because what happens is you'll get the virus and it'll be like the flu and then you'll get sick. Now, what happens is then you get these nurses. No, yeah, of course. No, there are mandates for washing your hands, Jack. There is mandates for washing your hands. People don't do it. If I go,
that's what I'm saying is it doesn't matter. All these rules and regulations, whatever they do, people
are disgusting, inherently disgusting.
But people aren't going to change their behavior.
I went into a Jack in the Box. I'm going to tell you where it is, too.
The only way to do anything is to make people fucking see that they have to do this.
They got to suffer. They have to suffer.
And if they don't, then they're not going to. At this point, it's so far gone. It's like it might as well just.
I went to Jack in the Box by Fry's Electronics. There's a railroad that intersects Las Vegas Boulevard.
Right.
It's before the Mandalay Bay. There's a little strip of nothing there, just in like 18-wheeler like parking and all this shit. And there's a Jack in the Box there. And at that Jack in the Box, I see a guy with a Jack in the Box t-shirt pissing. And he's in the urinal. He's wagging his dick around. Right. He's waving it around like he's helicoptering his dick trying to get all the piss out. Now I'm like, please don't be the server. Please don't be touching my food at all. There's no, even if you had tongs.
Server at Jack.
Right. Well, yeah. Yeah. So, you know what I mean? Don't be the guy grabbing
Excuse me, sir. I will have a Swiss Jack. And
so, no, what does this guy do?
Large French fries? Do you have those cheese sticks with the marinara sauce?
I also want a 93 Merlot. Right. So, no, the guy does this. He walks over to the mirror,
right?
And I'm watching him, and he does this. And he walks off. No washing in the hands.
No hands.
Yeah. He goes.
Like Poppy. Remember that Seinfeld episode?
He goes.
Poppy is sloppy.
He goes to the kitchen, grabs the spatula, and grabs the meat,
and
throws it on there. And they were in his pissy hands.
Dude, one time I lived in Florida. We were drunk and went to like IHOP or something in the middle of the night. And we're sitting there waiting for our breakfast, and you could see the window into the kitchen. And my friend's like, look. And look over, the cook is over the grill like this, and he's just sweating like profusely. And his sweat is just dripping down like right onto the grill, right onto the, you know what I mean? And he's like, oh, you think those are our pancakes? It's like,
oh, no.
It's like,
oh, no.
I don't know, but I mean, at this point, I'm drunk. We're going to eat them, so fuck it.
That's the flavor.
Right. But yeah, I mean, the best thing to do, if you've ever worked in a restaurant, the best thing to do is just not to think about it at all.
Like, not to think about it. Oh, God.
The possibilities of what might have happened to this shit that you're about to put into your mouth.
Well, remember the subway. Remember the subway where the guy was rubbing his
Too
dick
dark to even contemplate. You shouldn't even. Because I've seen some fucked up shit
No, the
firsthand, personally.
The subway where the guy was rubbing his dick on the rolls, and they saw him rubbing his dick on the rolls, and they said, "What are you doing?" He goes, "I'm baptizing the bread." Baptizing the bread. I'm putting on my little special. You see that cheesy crust on there? That's not cheese.
That's special sauce.
Yeah, but Susan Dickman goes, yeah. So this is at the Jack in the Box.
You can only get this tang and this particular.
So Susan, yes, the Jack in the Box by Town Center. The guy was. I mean, like, as a guy, we have to wiggle the cock a few times to get the last drops out. Because if you put the dick right in, you're going to dribble all over your inner thigh. It's gross. It's cold. It gets cold and salty. It's bad. So this guy was rubbing his dick cheese, salty jizz, salty piss into his hand, and then grabbing the meat from your buttery Jack.
That doesn't.
Your buttery bacon.
Extra buttery tonight.
And the only saving grace is maybe he ate something with garlic in it, so the garlic juices got onto his fingers then got into your meat.
You don't really want to know, throughout the whole supply chain, really.
No,
you don't want to know.
No. Well, you know what they said a few years ago? Did you remember that the discovery was that a lot of chopped meat has fecal matter in it from the way they slaughter the cow?
Oh yeah.
That the fecal matter mixes in with the chopped
Plus,
meat.
they say there's certain amounts of rats or things like that fall into these machines, like they make sausage and shit. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's an actual thing. It's like a legal amount that they can have, like, so they can claim it.
I got better for you. When you're eating fast food yearly, you ingest about 5 pubic hairs.
So they always say that's the old saying, like, you don't want to know how the sausage is made.
Well, I'm a New Yorker. In New York, Bruce, the hot dogs were run by the mafia. A lot of those like meat packing industries.
Oh,
so
yeah.
They were chopping up the people they killed
and put them in
the meat.
Send them down to Oscar Mayer.
Oh, God. So Julia says, I clean a high school, and 5 out of 6 boys who go in the restroom come in without washing their hands. They get the bad habit, then they go and, and Charlie says, stop ruining food. I got one for you. So when we were in the 6th grade, we had this idea. We were going to each take a turn shitting in the bowl and not flushing until the shit peaked. And
what the fucking... What kind of people? No, let's make a tower of shit. It's like the Tower of Babel, only slightly less epic.
So I remember this shit. I remember that there was the one kid who finally broke the chain, so to speak.
That's fucking ridiculous.
And the kid called him.
How bad did that smell after a while?
It was worse.
Yeah.
The janitor finally tried to flush it, and it went all over the
Of course. It's not going to flush. It's not going to flush.
And all of a sudden, I just remember hearing something to the effect of, "Oh, fuck no! No!"
Fucking asshole. Who are you mad at? What did I say?
I think she's talking to me. No, this is when
you're gonna fuck with the janitor.
We were little kids. Somebody started this, and they just whispered,
"Just don't flush stall 3. Just go in there."
I'm sorry, Julia.
Make sure you eat a lot of
and so
fibrous breakfast.
I vaguely remember this, that we were that some kids and it turned into like a shit tower, and then somebody flushed it and it splattered the walls.
Jesus Christ.
And
that's fucking awful.
I was a kid.
But see what I mean now?
I was a kid.
Hairless monkeys. That's all we are. Really. Think about it.
I hate unclogging the toilets. Well, now I'm
at least 90%.
The person I lived with before I moved out here would not flush the toilet, and his excuse is that his shit would not flush. He couldn't figure out how to flush his shit. And I'm like,
"You're just too large."
I'm like, what the fuck? What are you eating? Nitrogen oxide? Like, what are you eating? Helium? You fuck? Like, no, it's not easy. So I would say, you don't know how to do the one thing where you put the one piece of toilet paper over the turd to weigh it down like a parachute getting
Oh my God.
Like I had to sit there and like
You must think way too much about this shit.
I had to do this. I'd go to take a shit. There'd be like fucking. There'd be like it would look like a fucking Castaway in my toilet bowl. Tom Hanks was sitting on a log.
Wilson.
Yeah, Wilson. My friend left Wilson for me. I had to know. Oh wow, I know my friend's not eating well. There's blood in there. Oh God.
How did this happen? How did we get here?
No, I mentioned the.
We're getting all scatological all of a sudden.
Yeah. So people tell me that Biden doesn't take very good shits. No one takes better shits. More so.
I'm surprised he didn't put that golden toilet into the White House.
Now, you know what, Donald? That's something you could have done for the nation. You could have put a golden toilet in the White House. Put a golden toilet in. Very good.
That's what I mean. He had it somewhere else.
And a golden bidet. And a golden bidet for Melania and Ivanka. Because they take turns. I get to sleep with both of them. It's beautiful.
See that hot mic where she was like, I fucking hate Christmas. You see it? It's hilarious.
What was it, this year?
Just now.
Oh, jeez.
They caught her and they were talking about it. She's like, I fucking hate it.
Get these fucking clowns. Look, I'll say this again, and because I know a lot of people aren't talking to me, and there are elements of conservatism that are wonderful. Trump's a piece of shit. Well, and I guarantee, just like the Tea Party, like all of you disavowed ever being a Tea Party people. No, that wasn't us. That wasn't. Well, all right, I did it the one time. I dressed up like in a tricorder, and I dressed up with a fucking Revolutionary War outfit, and I came out with a bayonet on a fucking musket, and I said, "Fuck tyranny." But I did that once. It's a gag.
Australia.
Donnie would take.
There he is.
Hold on, wait a minute, Dan.
Good day, mate.
For Melania Trump, if Melania Trump and Ivanka said right now, Rob, we need you to be our bidet, I'd have to think about it. I'd have to be like, wait a minute. Wow, that's still Ivanka.
You know what I find the most fascinating about
I got to think about
this time right now is everybody thought that you were crazy if you said, that Russia was helping Trump and all that shit, right? And even though they didn't do anything about it, it's in the Senate report that that they were fucking working with them somehow, fucking around, but people won't believe that. And then now, did you see Trump pulled us out of that clear skies treaty with Russia where they're allowed to fly reconnaissance planes, and he's going to get rid of the planes so that Biden can't get back into it. Now, who does that benefit? Ask yourself. And you go, oh, it's almost like he could be working for someone else. And people go, you're crazy. But then those same people who say you're crazy to believe that will believe, every state was a conspiracy to, it's like with no evidence whatsoever and nothing, they'll believe all these crazy conspiracy theories. But then when something is right in their face, they won't believe it.
You can't see the trees before the forest. Well, the other one that happened
crazy.
Today
it's fucking insane.
Is Mnuchin, Treasury Secretary.
Tells you the
Treasury.
brainwash of the right-wing media machine that they've built.
And
how long they've been brainwashing these people to now, like I said, it's like a Kool-Aid drinking.
Well, they did another
cult.
one. They did another one. So there was a Treasury amount in the Treasury set aside on the tune of something like $400 billion for the Secretary of Treasury to use, and Mnuchin gave all the money back and left Janet Yellen, who will be the next Secretary of Treasury, with almost no money for any disaster relief spending, and made it so she would get access to the money. Now, the only thing I can say is this: when you said that Trump,
why would you do that?
No, the only thing I can say is this: if my logic is this, all of these rules, Bruce, are arbitrary. This idea that you can just put money or make a rule that the other guy can't undo.
You'd be able to get money.
No, you'll be able
somewhere.
No. But the idea with your Russia
Congress
thing,
just passed it.
But with your Russia thing, the idea is going to be this: Trump fucked up because now he made it that there's this executive power to do whatever you want. Biden can do that. So if Biden comes out there tomorrow and goes, I'm just going to undo everything Trump did. I'm just going to say, you know what? It didn't exist.
He can do it.
And he'll do it. And now what's going to fucking happen is that these little neocon fucking bootlickers are going to come out there and go, oh, that's not fair. They're already doing it on Fox. They're already going through and saying that they're going to unravel all the work Trump did, and then they're going to complain about the same behaviors that Trump did. Look, get off the Trump train, guys. He told you a good fat lie. He made you eat it. Don't get sucked in with him, okay? Don't get sucked down that road.
It's going to get worse.
Be Americans. Be Americans.
The Republican Party they got to have a reckoning with.
They're not
with what
last
they are.
Night. No, they're not. Last night, Axios was interviewing Charles Koch, and he goes. They said to him, "So what did you mean when you say we screwed up?" Oh boy, did we screw up! And he goes, "Well, we backed a lot of conservative people who didn't do a good job." Well, what do you think you attest that to? And he goes, "Well, we had the best ideas." And then they ran off and did something else. They were racist or this. Look, all we wanted to do was invest in people who were going to do a better job for society. And now we got to
but we got a bunch of nutcases.
So they said, okay, so are you going to apologize for what you did? No, we're only going to look forward. I don't think we did anything wrong. You don't think you're responsible for the way Republicans and conservatism turned out? Oh no, it was going to go that direction anyway. But you put billions behind these people. Yeah, but we didn't make it like that. It was already like that. We just put money towards it.
We just perpetuated the system.
They would not own it. They would not own it. And here's the thing.
Of course not.
When you're of that mindset, when you're of that entrepreneurial mindset, to admit defeat, to admit failure to some of these people is such a weakness that your brain, it's like, remember the Fonz? He can't say you're wrong.
Right.
Yeah, she's a bitch. No, you can't say I'm wrong.
Right.
And yeah, no, and we could sit there and talk about Kimberly says their mouths are too orange. Yeah, we talked about sucking Donald Trump's cock. There's a lot of Republicans like Lindsey Graham who looked there and said, well, I guess my whole constituency likes Donald, so I do too. And
it would just seem like Trump is the culmination of something that's been happening for a long time.
He knew he's a marketing
when
guy.
They first, but I'm saying when the Tea Party first started, this is years and years and years ago.
They spoke about that on Axios.
They started to grow and become more powerful within the party. And before you know it, they had taken it over. And Trump is the culmination of all of that.
Yes.
You let the nutcase voices take control of the party.
What I say to you guys out there like Donald Trump is I want you to realize that we strongly believe that he hijacked the country. He hijacked your idea of moralities. He took your ideals and he turned them on you. And when somebody goes, oh, we don't want tyranny, but then you grab guns and go defend him. I mean, it's everything that you guys talk about is counterproductive. It's counterproductive. You know,
it's not logical.
The fucking Rittenhouse thing. The kid came out there with an AR-15, and he came out there to put dumpster fires out. So he walks out and he starts painting up graffiti. Fine. He comes out there with water and he puts water over dumpster fires. Fine.
That wasn't enough for him.
No. Then he puts himself deep into the crowd of people.
Well, that's what he wanted
and
to be.
starts firing on them, and then he goes self-defense. That was like that George Zimmerman bullshit where you march up to somebody.
It might actually work though.
And it will. But this is the logic then. The logic is it's almost like 1984. A war is peace. He could go up to somebody now and go, hey, look, stop doing what you're doing. But I'm unarmed. I'm protesting legally. This is my right to do so. Yeah, well, if you don't get out of my sphere, I'm going to shoot you. You came up to me. I'm going to shoot you if you don't get out of my sphere. And that's the logic that allows you to go, hey, you got to disperse. They're going to use that as a logic.
Well, in Florida, they got that stand your ground, which is you could just shoot somebody. And I felt threatened. Oh, okay. Have a nice day.
Here's what's going to happen with the Rittenhouse thing. I want to talk about this, Bruce. With the Rittenhouse thing,
crazy.
With the Rittenhouse thing, this is what's going to happen. He's going to be acquitted, and then there's going to be a civil suit.
Well, this is the problem.
And he's going to get his family is going to be sued out the wazoo in a civil suit. Celebrities will come and bail Rittenhouse out with millions of dollars, but they'll keep going after his family. Rittenhouse will become a conservative person to go to.
Oh yeah, no, he already got like some kind of branding endorsement. I don't know what it is, but
So
And
Julia
it's not like a
says-
big giant deal, but it's still something. It
Julia-
shows you that these people don't, they don't
Yeah.
care. They
Well, no,
actually want.
Julia says this. I had a discussion with a coworker, a diehard Trumper, and his biggest worry is being taxed $2,000 on his AR-15. Here is my question. When you go up to
That's his biggest worry.
when you get to the point that you have to go to your state capitol because you don't like being forced to wear a mask and then turn your guns on fellow citizens because they don't agree with you, you're the tyrannical government then. You're the
Right.
tyrannical
I always say
government.
that.
You're the problem. And it's
It's like-
not if you want to go into
It's their way or the highway.
right. If you want to go is that Kareem Carr? That's
Yeah.
bullshit. If you want to go and say, look, I'm going to vote Gretchen Whitmer out of office, you vote her out of office.
Right.
If you want to impeach
No, we're
her,
going to kidnap her.
you want to impeach her, fine.
Did you read
But yeah, I know.
that story's like they were going to kidnap people and have
Torture her.
executions on broadcast like ISIS, man.
And by the way, what a waste. She's MILF hot. You're a fucking idiot.
I'm just saying,
She's hot.
these people are out there.
Not like
And if you think
hot
they're not
or-
out there, then you're
No,
not
no.
paying attention.
No, I know they're out there, and these people aren't Americans. They're terrorists.
They are out
They're terrorists, and I'm not saying
They're
this.
fascists, fascist
No,
terrorists.
They're terrorists. They
Good.
don't love the country. They love themselves. It's about themselves. It's about their own little ideal, and it's divorced from a reality, and it's divorced from the United States. Most of those, Kareem says, most of those of the Second Amendment frothing at the mouth types seem to also support cops, despite the fact that cops take all the guns, and they think it's going to take them. You know, the funny thing
Well,
is,
that's the point. Is like I said, that's what they want. They're fascists.
no,
They want an authoritarian government.
I knew a guy, and I don't want to. I'm not going to put anyone's name out there. He's a gun guy. Okay, he's a gun guy, and I've got no problem with that. He in the years that I've known him, he would never complain about you're taking my guns away.
Right.
Then what happened was he was dating a girl whose family were the heads of a major university in the Virginia area.
Right.
They had a messy breakup. He says, "I'm going to kill this bitch." He got frustrated.
Oh, you were telling me that.
Right. And then what
the
happened
cops
was
came, took his gun.
they took everything away, and they kept him. Now here's the thing: they barred him from owning guns for like 20 years. Now,
Holy shit.
yes, no guns, no handgun, no pistol, no. They took away his AR. They took away his rifles, his hunting guns.
I said he shouldn't have said that.
But he got angry and he said,
No, I get that, but
and
I'm
I
just
don't
saying,
even mean
you
like
should never say I'm gonna kill you.
Yeah, no, no,
to anybody really. Like
he goes, I looked at it like this. I got angry on his behalf in the sense that I understood his pain.
but 20 years seems excessive.
It was he can't fuck up. He's fucking done. So his thing was, all he did was he got angry. She was fucking around. She was in the wrong. She was being a bitch.
Right.
It happens. Bad relationship. I cannot expect everyone to be on their best verbal behavior. And that did not warrant having some guy's guns taken away from him.
Like, you ever seen a thing?
It did. That was wrong. That was wrong.
Well,
Now,
well,
if there
for
was
Brimley,
something where, like, he had priors and there was, that's a whole nother story. If you've been beating the shit out of your wife and put a gun to her head, yeah, you take your gun. But this
The problem is they don't take the gun from that guy.
no. So my buddy, and they're gonna say, "Well, Rob, you doing that because it's a friend?" No, my buddy was he got hot tempered because some girl was making his life miserable. So, but then, Hillary is.
She trapped him there.
And it's amazing that your greatest fear is a grandma in a pantsuit. That's your greatest fear in your life. You stay up at night worried about some bitch from Arkansas who moved
Somebody
to New
said,
York.
"Oh, she's going to be something in the
she
new administration." It's like,
won't.
I hope they don't do that.
No, it's bad optics.
It's like, let her go, man.
Let her look. She was my belief on Hillary, and I'll leave it at that.
They need to divorce themselves from the Clintons and try
Yes.
to bury that
Yes.
as much as they can.
As
man.
with the Bushes. Remember when Jeb Bush got up there and said, "Hey, Jeb Bush, knowing what you know now, would you have gone into the Iraq war?" Only answer, Jeb, is, hold on, let me write it out for the people in the cheap seats. This is the only answer is no. Hold on. No, get the fuck out. We should not have gone into Iraq. That was a bad idea. Vote for me. He couldn't say it. He goes, well, Hillary thought it was a good idea.
Well, that was his brother too. So if he says it's a bad idea, he's kind of throwing his brother under the bus.
That was the idea. Throw George under the bus. Or just say, you know what? This is
like, yeah, my brother's a fucking idiot.
This was the smartest answer. This is the smartest answer. Based on the information that we now have at our fingertips, I would have not made the same decision to go. My brother was acting on information that he had at the time.
Right.
And
mission accomplished thing. I don't know what that was about.
Don't know what that was. I'm not going to say we made the
bad advisement. You know, you get the bad.
Our goal was to be compassionate conservatives, bring democracy, the concepts of democracy, and
they always say that.
Well, I know, but it would have been a diplomatic answer, and it would not have thrown George under the bus. He was a fucking idiot, and then his campaign ended. He was in an Arby's parking lot, waiting at the drive-through window to greet people. I mean, the Bushes have to go, and they're gone. The Clintons have to go.
No, that's what I mean.
But
in order for it to move forward, and Biden, he's like the last of that kind of generation. Pelosi, all those people, they're going to be gone soon.
Kareem.
The party's going to belong to the AOCs of the world and people like that.
Well, Kareem, it goes deeper than that.
That's the best thing that can happen.
Yes. The Bush family. Okay, so George W. Bush had a grandfather named George Prescott Bush.
Yeah, Prescott.
And Prescott Bush, his thing was he was selling oil to the Nazis during World War II.
Well, they were all doing that shit.
And he got arrested for it. There was actual an act made for guys doing that shit.
Have you ever seen, there's this show on the History Channel called The Men That Built America. Have you ever seen that?
I'm familiar with it.
And it's like, they're like, yeah, Rockefeller and all these people, right? And you watch it and it should be called like, these guys are huge assholes. It's like every single one of them. It's like they all had some terrible shit. You know, they're all ruthless and fucking, you know, that's how America is, man.
Well, there was
greed and the money.
There's an excellent movie.
Like, people are always bitching about the way it is now, like the Bezos of the world, they got all the money and shit, but it's always been like that. Rockefeller was like the Bezos of his time. You know what I mean? Like, this is how the system is set up. And the only way you can change that is to fundamentally change the system, which they did briefly in like the 60s and the 70s, like late 50s into the 60s.
Well, no. Roosevelt.
But I'm saying there were all these no monopoly rules and fucking regulations.
Antitrust,
yes. And they broke apart all these big companies, and that's when America was really flourishing, you know, all the way across the board. Everybody could afford to live and go on vacation.
But now T-Mobile has
family,
but now T-Mobile has Sprint, and with Sprint and T-Mobile, you'll have the greatest 5G coverage ever.
They got rid of all those, slowly chopped it all that away, and now it's back to the way it was before. And that's how this country works and how it's always worked. It swings like Roosevelt in the early 1900s did the same thing.
Yeah.
Teddy Roosevelt.
Kareem,
he broke up all the shit and they put him, and then they got rid of it, and then the war happened and all that. And so the barons took over again.
Kareem is saying that the Bushes are a Connecticut aristocracy. And yes, he's right. What I want to say about this, Bruce is right. You need AOCs. Now, when I say, for me, I don't know about you, for you, when you say you need an AOC,
I'm not saying I don't, did I agree with her necessarily. What I'm saying is,
no, I'm not.
Old people will be gone.
No.
And more younger, forward-thinking people will be taking over the party. Finally, this machine that's been going on my whole life. These people have been there my whole life.
It can also be. It can be Republicans.
They're going to be gone.
It can be Republicans too, Bruce, if they are solely for the purposes of free market economy and not for the purposes of this bullshit pseudo America.
No, what's going to happen is it's it's going to get even more polarized because these people are more extremely to the left, and the people who are in the Congress that you see, the Q people and all these people that they're all the way over on the right.
Yeah, well,
so it's just going to be more.
Remember what I said about the Q people though, because if you stay in government for too long, then you are part of the deep state, which means the Qs will either turn on the people they elected or they will have to swallow that all their Q stuff is bullshit, because eventually these Q people that got elected are going to have to come to terms and say, hey, I've got no fruit here. there was nothing here. And now I'm part of the deep state. I'm part of the country. I'm part of the machine. And I can't prove to you that anything weird has happened. Or the third possible option is they triple down and they go, oh man, I found even deeper conspiracy.
Right, no, that's what I'm saying. Like, this whole place is a conspiracy. It's one never-ending conspiracy. They're whispering in the hallways.
No, hold on, Kareem.
They're whispering in the hallways at all times. It's like,
Kareem goes, step in the right direction. Honestly, she's not even radical enough for me. Who are you referring to? Are you referring to AOC not being radical enough?
oh yeah,
I mean,
Kareem's pretty radical.
Okay, I got to meet this guy.
Oh, he's great.
All right,
You know, my best
can't wait
friends.
to meet you.
But he's farther than I am. You know what I mean? Like I just want to be left alone for the most part.
Yes,
And want a society that will take care of people when they need to be taken care of, and not be so cold and ruthless, soulless, you know. Like there was a story today, like all these landlords, I didn't read it, but it was on the cover of USA Today on the stand. I saw it at work last night.
Yeah.
It said that all these landlords are finding ways to get around the eviction ban, and they're still kicking people out of their fucking houses in the middle of all this shit. That is America. That's the thing that people don't want to admit.
How far extreme is Russell?
America's a cold and soulless fucking place. Where they don't give two fucks about you unless you're contributing to the circulation of cash into the economy.
Ro wants to know how far to the right, how extreme is she?
Where's Jimmy Hoffa? They figured that out. They killed him at the. Well, I don't know where they buried his body.
Meadowlands,
Nobody knows where
Meadowlands.
They killed him in that place, not far from that house, not far from that restaurant where he was at.
I never saw that movie, the new one,
but I don't.
Irishman.
I don't think they ever really solved out where he's buried.
Aren't
no one's ever found his body.
Yes, one of the Trumps is running for Congress. Laura Trump. I think Eric.
Is she the good one? Oh no, she's Eric's wife.
I think she's Eric's wife. Hold on.
She married the dumb one. She needs to be in Congress.
Let's look it up.
But that's what I'm saying. Listen, the real test of this country.
Yeah, Eric's wife.
The real test of this country is Donald Trump Jr. is coming down the pipe. You know he's going to come down. Now, he might run for president and be like one of these guys that, like, he doesn't even last, you know. Like, what are you looking at?
Oh, God. Oh, God. So Laura Trump is running for Senate.
Yeah.
Jason says, we love you.
But I'm saying Trump Jr. is coming.
Yeah, but he's not going to go.
So nobody, here's the deal. He'll either, like I said, be one of these guys who's like, oh, he's just a French candidate that everybody laughs at or whatever. Or it's like the second coming of his father and all these fucking people go behind him. And if they do,
you have to be, you know what? We said it before. You have to be pretty fucking stupid to vote for these people. But
like I've asked a million times before, what the fuck has he ever done?
We got Anthony Spencer. Thank you for tuning in. He's saying do 10 push-ups for his boy Angel. I'm going to the gym right after this. I'll knock out 20 for Angel, who's up in the cubicle to the right of these two guys trying to sell mattresses.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy.
SDNY is going for the Trumps. Yes, the Southern District of New York is going to go after them, and they'll get something.
Oh yeah, do you see Ivanka's already like this is like a fishing expedition? I don't understand.
Oh, no, I feel bad for her. First of all, I think she's like the deer in headlights. I think she has.
Well, she's the one who got the payments.
No.
You didn't see that? There was some kind of scheme, and the payments went to her. That's how she's involved in it somehow.
Bruce, I got an idea. I know a job I want to get now.
Now they might have signed her name and not told her. You know, like maybe. Bruce, I wouldn't put the pass.
I've got an idea.
But that would be saying like that she's some kind of angel who has nothing to do with it.
I don't know what she has.
It's fucking bullshit.
Here's what I want to do, Bruce. I want to get a job. I want to get a job. I want to get a job in the correctional facility.
Right.
Because she's going to jail. And I'm just going to be like, well, hey there, Ivanka. I see you want some extra cornbread today. Well, let me tell you how you can get your extra cornbread. All you got to do is get the gravy out. And we'll put that gravy on your cornbread real good like. Now, Your little Jew boyfriend ain't coming to save you.
Right.
He's in the next pen down the road getting cornholed.
No, I don't know. I mean,
now, Ivanka,
who knows?
you want some of that makeup from that Chinese made shit that you used to sell?
That's the thing that everybody's talking about now. There's like they're trying to be like the old Nixon thing, like, oh well, you can't prosecute a president. That look bad. It's like, but I've always like that just like sets the precedent that this fucking guy can do whatever he wants. You know, like no one in America is above the law. Like supposedly, that's
I don't get this
the
reference.
thing about
Hold
America,
on.
right?
I don't get this reference. Ivanka is the archetype Miss Anne.
Miss Anne.
I don't get that.
Who's Miss Anne?
I don't know. She's a mean, vindictive, money-hungry mail-order bride. Oh, well, no, that's. Oh, you know what I'm thinking of? No, she's not the mail. No, Ivanka's the daughter.
Right.
Melania
is the mail
wife.
order bride.
Yeah,
right?
Melania. Ivanka's the daughter. Ivanka's the
That's
one.
why I find it hard to believe that she didn't know what was going on.
No, Rosalind, he will get pardoned. Here's why. Biden would be smart to pardon him for anything non-state related. SDNY gets to do what he does because
you can't pardon state crime. That's what I'm saying.
Exactly right. But for
that's the trap.
Anything federal, here's why you want to pardon him. The country loves this guy. Half the country thinks Trump is sent here by God to do the work of Christ. They do. So you don't.
That's so crazy.
You don't want there to be a civil war, and you don't want to placate the right, but you don't want to start shit with the left. So you gotta handle that with kid gloves, because if you don't pardon him, the country will rip itself to shreds. If you do pardon him, the left is going to go.
Yeah, but here's the deal. Even if you don't pardon him, he's in charge of the Justice Department, so it's up to them whether they bring cases or not. So you could just tell them you're not going to do anything, and then they just ignore everything.
DJT wants to fuck Ivanka, not Melania. I'm going to be honest. If a Melania is offering herself up to me, I'm wondering how sloppy she is without all the makeup. Like, I wonder if it looks like Crypt Keeper, like Tales from the Crypt.
They got somebody like Kimberly Guilfoyle.
No, Guilfoyle.
She looks like the Game of Thrones chick. Last time when she takes off
the necklace. That face looks rubbery. That face looks like she could probably peel it off.
Nice. She's like
the tits just
falling apart.
Yeah. That hair is a wig. Kimberly Guilfoyle.
In the morning, she puts the necklace on and she's Kimberly Guilfoyle again.
I mean,
she's always in that Joker face where it's like pulled back so tight, like.
We're going to win and take back America. Right. Do you think Ivanka Trump is a reptilian shapeshifter? I think.
I don't know, but we got to talk about this. Just when you think that dude couldn't top the press conference in between the dildo shop and the fucking crematorium, he comes out and his hair,
dripping.
Like these are the people that these people choose to follow.
Hold on.
Like, yes, that guy up there who's ranting and raving with the Just for Men running down his face. That's the guy who's telling the truth. To me, it's crazy. And like I said, people who do satire, you better step it up, because I said, you can't top this shit. You couldn't write something that was crazier than what you're seeing now on a daily basis in real life. They've actually managed to turn real life into like the craziest reality show that you've ever fucking seen. You can't take your eyes off it. It's like a train wreck of epic proportions, except you're on the train, which makes it even more exciting, I guess.
I want to tell you, I want to tell you that he did nothing wrong, and we're gonna look at this from every angle. We're gonna never stop. We're never gonna stop. We're gonna keep looking for this. We're gonna keep trying to get rid of all of the irregularities in the voting. There's so many voting irregularities, and I don't know.
How do I can be a reporter and not just be like laughing your ass off? Like, how?
I don't know. I can't do it. I need to go, Julian Strawberry. And there's so many irregularities. We got to look at every one of the
Where's the evidence, sir? Like, oh, we don't have it.
We've got to look into all the irregularities, and we're going to keep going at it after them. We're not going to stop. We're not going to stop. We're gonna. And
then they had that chick went out there and said all this crazy shit, and then they were like, "Oh, she don't work for us." Like, first he gets caught jacking by Borat. Then he has a press conference between the dildo shop and the crematorium. Then he has this Just for Men thing happen, and you're like, "Oh yeah, this is my lawyer." Like,
I want to also say that this is ridiculous.
My life is in his hands.
What's been happening to my client,
I feel totally confident.
Donald Trump, is ridiculous, and we're going to do everything in our power to make sure that what the fuck is wrong with you?
It's unbelievable. Like, it's crazy. Like I said, you couldn't write something more insane. If you took this script to Hollywood, they would be like, no one, like, this is too crazy. No one can believe this. Like, you ever seen Brazil? No, Borat just like, that's why Borat, Sacha Baron Cohen's a genius. Like, Borat just shows you what's in front of your face. You know what I mean? He shows you the things that people try to hide.
I got a guy I work with who's a Trumper. He's a Trumper, and he goes, "This is ridiculous." And he's Mexican, which is amazing to me. Like, he would self-deport himself if they asked him to.
Well, dude, there's a lot of Hispanics who are
like
Republicans.
This. He goes, "This is ridiculous. He was just readjusting his microphone." I went, "Look, dude, I work in media. I've worked in media. You don't get on your back and put your hands in your dick to grab your lavalier mic.
Usually the thing's in your back.
Yeah, you just go, hold up. Here,
the little pack or whatever. And even if it wasn't, it'd be hooked on his belt.
And then
it'd be hooked on his belt.
And that's it.
It's not in his pants. Unzip his pants.
Hold up. Let me.
Plus, if you watch it, like she like knelt down on her knees. It was like, oh,
she was ready to blow him.
Right. She's like, let me.
He was ready to get it. He was going to
exactly.
receive. He was going to get fucking blown.
Exactly.
This is ridiculous.
That's what he thought.
Giuliani was going to show her Rudy. Let me show you my Rudy. You're going to pull up my Rudy. Yeah, that was what it was about. Nobody in the universe.
You think he just prevents that hair too?
We've all seen how to put on one of those lapel mics. It's a fucking lapel mic. You don't take the mic off here by reaching into your dick. The mic's not on your dick. It's on your lapel.
It's unbelievable.
And nothing. Who gets on their back and starts reaching into their pants like Al Bundy to take a microphone off? You fucking lunatics. Right. Stop looking Trump's boats.
It's crazy. I'm just saying, how can you be like, yes, these are my leaders, and I'm proud of it.
I'm proud of the guy who has to get head.
Look at that guy.
Borat's wife. Like, as soon as you see anything going on, oh God, that's Borat. I'm out of here. Hold on. Let me explain something to you. This is why Hillary Clinton was as successful as she was. Hillary Clinton had a press secretary, a person whose job it was to filter out this shit. I think her name was Nina Black or something to that effect. 10,
well, they're all
15 years
supposed
ago.
To have somebody like
right.
that.
So you're trying to tell me Giuliani, this fucking brilliant lawyer, excellent, years of as a district attorney, as a prosecutor,
like,
can't filter out.
Like, why are you yelling?
Can't fucking figure out and research who the fuck's asking you. So by that logic, me and him, we've been doing 30 shows. Right. I could get Giuliani out here to fucking helicopter his dick for a fucking random stripper.
The problem is these people are egomaniacs. You can't tell them, that. Like, it's like Trump. Like, you can't tell Trump he doesn't know something. He won't accept it. He's like, oh, you're fired.
Look, I've heard many other things.
I do know that you're fired.
I've heard so many other things. So many other people have told me other things. You're fired. I've got to get rid of you.
Right,
I've got to get. How can't do it. Look, When you go
remember when he was like, I only hire the best people.
Oh yeah,
Who end up fired and thrown in the trash can.
The best people, the best. Wait a minute. That would be
It's
like
insane.
me. That would be like me going, Bruce, get out of here. I want to replace you with Marcus Dietz.
What do you mean?
That would be like me going, Bruce, my house, my mics, you're fired. We're bringing in Marcus Dietz. Hey guys, I just want to say it's been a real honor to be accepted for this position.
It was like,
And
but it was like, but the show wouldn't be where it is without me or you.
I mean, you know what? I've been told that, I want to say thank you to Bruce. He's been there for many years, and best luck for him in his future endeavors. I just want everyone to know that I was able to get here on the local buses, but the route was not very fast. So we're going to be working on that in the future. Rob has placed me as interior secretary. So I'm going to be working on making my rent more affordable and park benches free for everyone with chihuahuas. And
scroll the comments so we can read them. It just has new comments. Can't see
yeah.
what people are saying.
Giuliani is a movie star. Fernando says,
right?
Giuliani. I just want to say, Bruce, good luck to you. And Bruce is gone.
Giuliani is a strange case because, like, Trump has always been crazy and always been pretty much an asshole. And you know what I mean? Like, he's always been the way he is. Well, but Giuliani
had a good career.
It was like career. At one time he was someone that people actually respected.
Well, when it came to Trump,
and like now he's down in the fucking gutter, he
put himself in the. Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing with Trump, and I don't think, and you didn't touch upon this, and I know you know this. Trump can afford to do that because that was Trump's persona. Giuliani did not have that reputation.
No, that's what I mean.
He's permanently.
He was a respected person who, you're like, oh. He was a prosecutor, took down the mob, and then he was the mayor of New York City, and he was mayor of New York City when the 9/11 happened, and you're like, oh, he was America's mayor, and he did such a good job, and he's such a, you would never think that this guy with Just for Men running down his face is the same guy.
Bruce, you can't leverage being America's mayor and being heroic and lowering taxes with a positive result. And getting rid of crime, even though the way he may have done it was dubious.
I think he was an egomaniac.
When
he was America's mayor, he thought, "This is my ticket to presidency."
No. Here's what happened. I'll tell you exactly what happened.
And when he ran for president and lost, he lost his fucking mind.
Here's what happened. Now, Julia's going that Rudy was fine before divorce after I lost his fucking mind. Here's what happened. He ran for president. I wanted him to be president. Compared to what was there,
a lot of people did.
I want him to be president.
He didn't realize he was a closet fascist.
And no. What happened with Giuliani was he had nothing left to be famous for. He had nothing. He wasn't part of the American table. He wasn't part of the America anymore. He wasn't the America's mayor. That time had passed, and he got picked up by Fox, and they good night, Illy. Okay,
I can see him. What do you say? Wouldn't let him comment.
All right. Fernando says, I'm watching on Safari. Just let me comment.
But I can see it.
ILY Rob. Oh, I get it. Inside joke.
You know Fernando Garcia too?
Yeah.
I do too. I work with a guy.
Yeah.
That's his name.
You don't work with this.
It's like the John Smith of Mexican names. Like you know Fernando Garcia? Oh, yeah, man. It's all different pictures of different people.
The token
it's like,
name.
Not one of them is the same. Like,
I didn't say it.
I'm saying, well, every race has a name like that, apparently. How many John Smiths are there in the world? You know what I mean? And you go, John, you know John Smith? Yes. It's like, here he is, and you're like, oh, that's not the same guy I'm talking about.
His neighbor, Fernando Garcia. Who's John Smith's neighbor? Fernando Garcia.
So I said it. Right, exactly. The whole neighborhood of generic named people.
Anyway, so what are you doing? Let's switch. What are you doing for Thanksgiving?
I'm sure that, like, there's an Asian name that's like that, too.
All right, let's...
where there's like 10 million of them, like...
So what are you doing for Thanksgiving, Bruce?
Nothing.
You're not eating out?
We don't have any plans.
Are you gonna go with Charlie and
I
eat
know
out?
we can eat out at 25% capacity in all these restaurants.
Well, if it's you and Charlie, what's the 25% capacity? Ah,
What do you mean?
well, just you and Charlie, and you're eating out.
I'm just saying.
No,
25% capacity is not a lot.
hold on. If it's just you and Charlie, and you're eating out, where's all these other people coming from?
I don't know. The hallway, I guess.
So, do you like having people watch when you're eating out?
No. I don't understand that whole watch thing. People want to watch. Like for what's his name? Wanting to watch his wife bang the pool boy. Falwell, isn't that Falwell? Yeah.
The nastiest.
I never understood that.
So I was
I'm like, oh, you know what really gets me off? Watching another man fuck my wife.
oh, it's grosser than that. So, have you ever been to an arcade?
That makes no sense.
Bruce, have you ever been to a porn arcade?
What, a peep show booth? No.
Okay, so I'm in Atlantic.
I mean, no, wait. I have been to a place like that, but I didn't go into the booth.
So in Atlantic City, they have these bodegas. You know what a bodega is? A little grocery store.
Yeah, I
might
know
have
what
food.
it is.
The ones in Atlantic City, right behind the boardwalk, have peep show booths.
Right.
So I walked into this thing, and there's guys in the booths with the doors locked, rubbing it out. And then
Of
there's
course.
other guys behind them looking through the little slotted glass.
That's a job. Jizz
Jerking-
mopper.
You know, but there's guys jerking off, watching the guys jerking off to the movies. And it was just.
Oh, there's okay. So it's like two. So they're connected. There's a booth to watch the guy jerking off.
All you see is this. You're in the booth by yourself, and you just see this another guy behind. looking through the glass, trying to see the little angle of the, and they're just touching themselves.
But that's what I'm saying is
They're in the
there are
hallway.
some things in the world that I just don't understand. And like I don't understand that either.
They're in the
Like,
hallway.
oh look, that guy's getting off watching the other
Well,
people
no, I think it was
fucking
a
on
combination
screen.
of that, and the guy didn't want to pay the money for the booth, so he's just trying to watch them for free off the other guys.
Okay.
So he's
She's like, move your head so I can see the screen.
yeah, that's what he's doing, and I'm watching this guy watching, and I'm watching because he's just looking like this. He's just
I don't have 25 cents.
right.
Or however much.
This is what he's doing. He's just going.
Well, first of all, you're in the weirdest, the weirdest of the weird. See, I'm into that kind of stuff. Like
What?
to look at it. It's like I say, like everybody in the world should take the Greyhound bus at least once. Just you don't even have to go anywhere.
Porn booth in Atlantic City.
No.
Behind
No,
Trump
I'm
Taj
saying
Mahal?
those kind of that side of the world. I'm interested in observing, like not participating, but it fascinates me. You know what I mean? It's fascinating.
The weirdest thing I ever
You're in
saw,
the weirdest of the weird
Yeah,
at that
yeah.
moment.
the
like,
weirdest
you
thing I
know.
ever saw in Vegas was there
And
was
to me, that's fascinating.
Little Darlings. You know where Little Darlings is, right?
I've heard of it.
Yeah, all right. So Little Darlings is off the highway, off Charleston in Las Vegas.
Right.
And they used to have a peep booth. And they also had like this general theater. And in Little Darlings, I saw this. I saw a drag queen with velvet gloves
Right.
and tennis balls in a bra
Right.
and a moo-moo. Then there was like two Mexican guys, a white guy and a black guy, all jerking off, and she's just critiquing everyone jerking off. It was the weirdest thing, and she's just like this. Ooh, not bad. That's a pretty good member you've got there. Shake it all around a little bit. Get it excited for mama. No, not too much. Not too much. Not too much. Not too much. You're not ready yet. You're not ready yet.
Not ready yet.
You're not ready
Oh,
yet.
she's edging.
And she's
That's
not ready. You're not ready yet.
the thing, you know.
Oh, what's
edging.
this? What's this? Paco. Ooh, look at Paco. Look at his Paco. Oh, yeah. Oh, and then I walk in, and she just looks at me, and then everyone turns their heads, and they're holding their dicks, and they just stare at me, and I'm like, oh, we're out of here. No. She's like, Don't you want to join the party?
The party.
We're having a good time.
It's like the Green Door or something like that.
Oh no, but this is
Like,
worse.
oh, let's just go somewhere where everybody's fucking everybody. It's like an old Roman,
Making your
orgy.
way
where-
in the world. Drinks all the cum you got.
Right. It's like, dude, you have to bring grapes. Like, it's like, how does this work?
Taking a break from all your troubles. She'll will help her a lot.
I don't know. It's just, I never understood any of it. I'm not like the least bit like wanting to do it, but like I said, it's fascinating, and I would go to the Green Door just to like walk around and talk to people and check it out.
I would want them to play Cheers music theme every time I walk in, and then I would want them to
jump
go
into the pile. You know what I mean?
"Rob!"
Like, but it is interesting to me enough that I would like to see it once.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody that we know,
I'm into experiences. You know what I mean? Like,
somebody
to
that
say
we
you
know
saw shit,
is doing that right now, is into that life,
right?
and I'm curious to see what that's like. I will say that the Green Door. It turns out that there are 4 swingers bars in Vegas. There's multiple swingers. The Green Door.
Oh, so the Green Door is not the only one.
No, there's one on Highland, right by the Can Room. There's a swingers bar there, and it looks like Cheers. It's just old, like the vinyl wood paneling. from
Like,
the
I
70s.
can't imagine being like, take my girlfriend or my wife to some place, and then
Would
be
you
like,
go with Charlie?
there you go, guys. Fuck the shit out of her. You know what I mean? Like, I don't understand that at all. But there are people who are into that.
Because it's like watching the porno, but now your wife is the star.
I guess.
You know,
But
your wife. But then here's the thing: if fucking Mandingo walks in,
no,
and
that's what I mean.
fucking-
What if somebody's railing your wife better than you can?
Right.
And now she goes home and,
It's like a hot dog down a hallway.
in
Big-
my experience, in limited experience,
The crying game is playing softly in the background.
even the threesome thing, like I said, everybody's like, oh, a threesome, that's the best thing. Like, in all my experiences watching it happen, people do it,
2 men or
talking
2
to
women. Wait,
people.
2 men or 2 women.
Mostly from the guy and 2 women thing or whatever. But it gets weird. No matter you wanted to or not, it gets weird at some point.
I know. I'm
There's not a lot of
friends
people that can emotionally disassociate from all
with
that.
the Marilyn Chambers. He goes,
Keep it all straight.
the Green Door wasn't that Marilyn Chambers?
I don't know. That
Yeah, I
might
think
it might
have
be a
been an old
movie.
Marilyn Chambers.
But that's the name of this swingers club. That's
Jason
here.
Cavendish keeps asking us,
It's
do
the
you
only
believe
one I
in
know about.
Scientology? Do you have any thoughts on Scientology?
Scientology. I lived in Clearwater, where their main headquarters is
I have no
located.
thoughts about it. I mean,
It's the dumbest thing ever.
yeah. I mean, I
It's
didn't.
just another thing that just shows you that how easily people are led into buying into some ridiculous bullshit.
Well, you know what it's like. You know what it is to me. All that stuff is like modern day Boy Scouts, where you get badges and patches, and you go
Well,
up
that's the-
level.
yeah, they
It's almost like
they milk you
it's like
along.
LARPing. It's like LARPing.
You're only allowed to know so much at a certain point until they deem you worthy of knowing more.
And then they move you into human resources. No, but yeah, no, the Green Door. I want to go.
They have all these weird rituals too that they do to people. Like people talk about, they wrap you up and tie you up, wrap you
I
up
don't
in
wanna-
plastic wrap or
I
some
don't
shit.
wanna-
It's
I
like
don't wanna
purification
put this
ritual.
into the. I don't want to put this into the same vein, but I know a guy who's into.
It's all part of a brainwash.
Freemason. I know
It's a
Freemason.
brainwash thing.
And I always wondered what Freemasons do.
It's the same thing.
And when
It's like a club, a little club.
and they wear these outfits and when
Yeah.
you look and we try to Google what Freemasonry is, it's very vague.
Oh yeah, very.
It's
vague.
very vague.
Yeah.
You're just like is becoming a Freemason made my life better.
They all have rings.
Oh yes.
They all have rings.
Yes.
You ever notice that?
Yeah.
They have a ring. Oh, I'm a Mason.
And they do one of these. They do these symbols and all the.
That's what I'm
handshakes.
saying. But it's really just a stupid club that they fucking hang out. They feel like.
No,
they're-
I always wondered what that was all about, the Freemasonry, because I used to see that every time you go into a local town, like a small town,
Yeah.
you see the Freemasonry, which is what do they call that thing? That like the compass thing with the pen with the needle and
it's
the
a
pen-
Masonic Lodge.
the
It's a
Masonic Lodge logo.
And
they
if
have
you
the-
ever notice, the Masonic lodges, they don't have windows, so you can't look in see the secret ritual.
yeah.
Most of them don't have windows. I mean,
Yeah, but if you try,
I'm from I said where I'm from in the Midwest. Those Masonic lodges are in every town. Every town.
Yeah.
It's just like church.
Same
Every
in New
town
York.
has a church, Masonic lodge, and a school. In that order of importance.
Men who never grow out of their frat boy habits. I don't know. I always wondered what it was about. But you get very vague answers.
Right.
And it's very
I'm not allowed to talk about it.
vague.
It's a secret society.
Same thing with the Church of Mormon. If you go to that headquartered church, they're not allowed to talk about what goes on in that Mormon church.
No.
They're probably writing the new chapters of the Bible. It's like, J.R.R. Tolkien.
You know, you see it in the hat. It's like, I looked into my hat and the same thing. Mormonism is the same thing. Shows you how easily people are led to buy into this bullshit.
Chapter 10.
There's a guy that says to people, this is the real story.
John Smith.
Yeah, he's
John
like,
Smith.
I looked in my hat and there was some thing.
Golden scrolls.
Yeah, it told me everything that, that directly from God. Well, can we see it? Nope, only I could see it. Oh, he must be special. It's like, and they just start following him.
And chapter 10, Jesus visits Covington.
David Koresh.
Oh, wait. You were in the
Same
Mormon
thing.
church hole in Julia. So what was
Guys
it like
talking.
the Mormon church? I know. Now, I don't want to. I'm not making a joke. I'm not making a joke about that because I know people that are in it and they're, they do what they do and they don't talk down and they're not. It's a cult. Well,
what's a cult? Yeah, well, no shit. All religion is a cult. That's what nobody really wants to admit. They're like, oh, my cult's different. That's another thing is like, I'm like an outlier as far as human beings go. We're like, I don't feel this need to belong to some group of human beings.
yes, you do. You belong to a group of comedians.
Well, I'm comedians, but we're the outcasts.
Daniel.
I'm hanging out with the comedians because we're
think like
the
you're-
outcasts and
yeah.
that's what we do. But in reality, comedy is an individual sport.
That's a good way to look at it.
You don't. It's the truth. And when it doesn't, that's why I always tell other comedians like when you see people getting petty and shit, and they're worried about what other people are doing or not doing, you're like, it doesn't matter. Comedy is an individual sport. And you go as far as you want or as far as you don't want. And what he's doing over there doesn't matter. Focus on what you're doing.
I work with Bruce here in
it'll
this
work.
capacity. I like doing this more than I like going on a stage and telling jokes. Bruce is, I think, exceptional at timing and jokes and crafting lines. And the two of us together work well. I don't, but I know these comedians that they have to live with each other, to date each other. They have to, it's like a high school clique thing. And,
Right.
And it
Sometimes.
gets toxic real fast.
You can. That's why I always said
It gets
I would
toxic.
never date a comedian.
Yeah. And now you have.
Yeah, but she wasn't in the scene and shit. You know?
Yeah.
It's not like, and like I said, we're gonna go
Because
out
we know.
working together. We're on the same level. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So in that respect, it's different. It's not like, oh, I'm dating some open micer chick that I'm gonna just drag.
Now Daniel
around
says
with.
you can marry as many women as you want. Here's the problem with that.
Yeah, and the Mormons,
When all those women,
old school Mormons.
when all those women's periods line up, and now for
I always thought that like one woman is a lot to handle. Like
now you
having
got
like 4
7.
wives has got to be fucking exhausting,
Yeah.
physically and mentally.
Yeah. I need to be hugged today. You and the other 5.
Oh,
you know.
God,
like, fuck.
like, oh Jesus.
I want to talk about my feelings. I want to talk about my feelings.
Right,
I want to
right,
talk.
Right. So many feelings.
You touch Becky Ann.
And
Sue
like,
Ann
I like
first.
fucking, but goddamn, man, to keep 4 or 5 women sexually satisfied, that's a lot of fucking, man. You got to sleep sometime. I mean, I guess if you're rich, you got enough money that you don't have to work.
So we got back to
And
Jim.
your only job was to sexually satisfy your 4 wives. You know, like, I guess you could do that then, but
Jim. So how's
you
Mormon
have to
life?
work
How's Mormon life treating you, Jim?
and fuck 4 women and keep happy.
I know. Jim, you have to
It's a lot of
tell us what
fucking,
it's
man.
like to be Mormon. Well, I've had 5 wives, and how's that working? I've got Peyronie's disease now. My penis is shaped like a boomerang. It hurts to stand up.
got banana dick.
I I can't earn enough money to support all of my 5 wives and 10 children. And I have a 6th wife on the way with a 6th child from her on the way.
No, like, dude, there's those crazy ones where
The
like,
women are
what was
repressed
his name?
lesbians.
What was that guy's name? Jeff.
Yeah, they went from TV. Yeah.
No, what was his name?
I don't know.
Jeff. The guy who went to prison. He had a whole town was like. What was that guy's name?
I don't know. Look it up. You got a smartphone? You got my Wi-Fi?
It pisses me off when I can't remember shit.
Oh, and they were all just a little house on the prairie and shit.
Yes, he had a whole town, and he had like 25 fucking wives, and some of them real young, and they're having.
Did you ever see Squid?
They're having like 200 kids.
Have you ever seen Squidbillies where they did an episode about
He's
that?
trying to make
You ever see the Squidbilly episode where Early has 25 wives?
Yeah.
And at the end he realizes he can't keep them all, so he shoots. He shoots them all at the end of the year. You go, God damn it, having all these wives, fuck it, and he just kills all. And then the sheriff comes in and goes, Early, did you murder all your wives? Well, yes, Sheriff, so I reckon I did.
Right.
Early, you can't.
I used to
marry
love
all
that show.
Oh yeah, it's such a good show. It's
One of my favorite shows.
my favorite character on there was Dan Halen, though.
Dan Halen. He represents, like I said, like the capitalist swine
he was so
pig
good.
who didn't care about anything.
Early, let me ask you a question. What do you think
There
we
was
could do
those
with
toys. It was like bag or glass.
Early? What do you think we could do if everyone was blind? Well,
It's
I
like
was
a
reckon we could
sandbox
steal
with
their
glass.
stuff. I reckon we could steal all their stuff. Well, I didn't think of it, but you did. But we'll go with it. Dan Halen. I think that actor died because they didn't have him anymore. He wasn't
Really?
in the later season. I think he died. The actor played Dan Halen.
Oh, that'd be terrible.
He was the best character. And then the sheriff.
It's like Aqua Teen Hunger Force. Like Aqua Teen Hunger Force is great, but
Carl.
Carl makes the show.
Oh God, it's the whole fucking show.
They didn't have Carl. Like it wouldn't exist.
Yeah. You know, the best thing is when you find out what his last name was. Did you ever find out? You know what his last name was?
Yeah.
Bertana Nataluski.
Right.
Hey, this is Mr. Bertana Nataluski. Yeah, let me just ask you something. How much is my mother's life insurance policy worth? And I always let me go like this. Oh Jesus, you're making me so freaking angry over there, Mr. Jake. I don't know how that hooker got in my car, officer.
Right.
It was the best.
Yeah, but Carl, like I said, without that
He's
character,
the whole show.
he glues the show together.
Oh, he's the best. He's the 4th member.
Without him, the show wouldn't be as funny.
No, it wouldn't. It would just be those 4 weirdos. But then you got this normal. And I had a relative who looked like him.
Do you ever see the one
I
with
had a relative who
the one
looked
that had the
exactly like
witch
him.
doctor?
Oh yeah.
He's like,
With the chicken.
arise, chicken, arise.
Okay. Say these words. I am sofa, king, stupid. Now say it fast. I am sofa king, stupid. I am
He's like,
sofa king. And then a big chicken foot comes and crunches.
arise, chicken. I said, he just got me.
Arise, chicken.
Or the one with Happy Time Harry.
Oh god.
David Cross. He's all depressed.
No.
He talked the other toy into killing himself.
I'm happy time.
He's like, commence to jiggle. He's like, is that all you do is fucking jiggle? Like,
His hand was a knife. His hand was a
Right.
knife.
He's like, no, you just fucking jiggle. You're pathetic. Your life is worthless and meaningful.
He kills himself.
Right.
I know.
He's like, well, it's like the jiggling. Like, he's like, man, I don't feel so good.
Damn it, wow, that cost me $100.
Yeah, he blows his head off with the little musket.
And he had no head left. He was still jiggling.
Right.
No, the best one though is Danzig. When
So
Danzig
funny.
comes and Danzig grunts, I want to buy the fucking house with the motherfucking elf blood
Yeah.
running up the motherfucking walls. Prende shake, man. I get you, Danzig. I get you. You want the blood running up the walls. The elf blood.
That's a good show.
I had no idea.
But again, like even
Did you know
even
Glenn Danzig
even
was
in those episodes, in the back of your mind, you're going, "Where's Carl?
Yes.
Why isn't Carl involved in this
The
situation?"
best. Well, did you ever find the one where Carl gets laid with the woman, Carl? With the woman that just looks just like him? We're going to be a family.
But whenever he gets laid, something terrible happens.
Yeah, his hair grew long and he goes, I call this one, I'm going to rock your world. In parentheses to the break of dawn. Willy wow. Willy wow.
He's always doing the air guitar.
Oh man. Hey, look at this. I got a little bit more volume in the back shake. Fry man. That's the best
Me and
show.
Charlie are trying to create a show like that. I mean, not a animation's expensive, so we're trying to figure out how to do it with like bobbleheads and figures. Just to make like a cheap show or a
Find a hungry cartoonist.
pilot type thing that we can
You got to be able to find a starving cartoonist who's willing to work with you. I don't know.
You got to find is like a semi-homeless guy who's willing to work for free, like on the hopes that
I know a guy.
maybe someday you'll. No,
I know a guy. He's gonna come in. He's got Chihuahua. He's gonna go.
we'll
Bro,
be able to make it like.
bro, I'm gonna
like
fucking draw. a
Charlie
cartoon
made
for you.
some videos that made me believe it's possible to do it. It's all about the writing and the voices and shit in the show like that.
So what I want to do,
And then what you do is you make that, and then you sell it to the idea to make the show. If Adult Swim or somebody was pick you up, then you'll get a budget. Then you can afford to turn it into what you wanted to turn it into, without investing.
and what are you gonna call it, Mick and Rorty?
$25,000 of all your own money? You know, like
What are you gonna call it, Family Dude?
Family Dude. No, I what was it?
Lucky, there's a family.
We have like
dude.
50 names. One of them was called Time for a Cola or something like that. Like just some odd name that means nothing. First it started as something like a break.
What are you gonna call it? Blown Together?
Break time or something like that. And it was like, that seems silly. And it was like, Time for a Cola, or something completely random and ridiculous. Like Monty Python ish. Where like the name has nothing to do with the
What'd
show.
you call it? Time for a cola?
No, we have like a list. We haven't chosen, but me and her sat down and just made a list of like
Now I'm thirsty for a cola.
hundreds of names.
I really want to.
Not hundreds, but you
want
know.
to drink now.
What did you say?
She
Stick
can you just take
figures. Right. Like, have you ever seen 40-ounce mouse?
Yeah, no,
40-ounce mouse
12
or
ounce
12-ounce mouse or whatever. Yeah, but I'm saying it's like the most generic, shitty, cheap animation, but it's still funny because of the writing and the voices. and shit.
The writing was good and the dry humor was good.
Yeah,
but
that's what I'm saying.
It was hard to get into sometimes.
No, yes, because it's weird.
It's so weird.
I enjoy that kind of weird shit.
I like the burning set at the beginning and the end. The opening theme is just like this cardboard
Yeah, it's
city.
like, right. It's just like a cardboard box burning.
yeah.
It's cheap as fuck. That's what I'm saying. Me and Charlie got a green screen, and
The cop was like a tear.
she already has a bobblehead of herself, so I'm gonna order a bobblehead of myself. And
The
then,
Bruce and Charlie
right,
show.
something. Well, that's too fucking generic,
No, here we go. I got the name.
and it's not about us.
It's going to be called Eating Out with Bruce and Charlie.
Back around.
Call back.
Remember that bit that didn't work the first time? We're calling it back.
I got you laughing.
Because of your like sheer clumsiness of calling it back something that didn't really work the first time. Like, let's do it again. Like,
Hey, that's what she said. Oh,
yeah.
whoa, whoa,
Oh, Andrew Dice Clay shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, hickory dickory
Right.
dock.
I'm online at the bank, and I got my tongue in his chick's ass.
There you go.
Oh,
And then I pull out my dick and just play with my balls, and I not all over the
Well, that was funny to begin with, but okay.
He's still performing. He's at
I know.
the Tropicana.
Was he? Well, like it or not, he's an icon. He is an icon of some sort.
Oh, you know who's getting a new movie?
Who's that?
Pauly Shore. Encino Man 2 is coming out.
Really?
They're advertising it everywhere.
Straight to theaters, or
Probably streaming.
did they have Brendan Fraser?
He's in it.
Ah! This is called.
And
this is called It's Encino Man 3. We really need money.
Encino Man 2, and they got Sam Astin.
Or whatever is that? We really need money.
And they got the guy from.
Did they get Frodo back or Sam Wise?
Yes, they got him. By the way, I didn't know that was him. That means when he did those Hobbit movies, Sean Astin was old then. By the time he was doing the Hobbit movies. Then.
Oh yeah,
I had no idea.
No, that was like resurgence.
I had no idea Sean Astin was that old.
He went away for years and years, 20 years or whatever. He wasn't in anything.
Wow.
He was in all those movies and then he went away. And then
I had no idea.
Back. Lord of the Rings put him back on the map.
And then he disappeared again.
No, he
did 50 First Dates and that was it. He did 50 First Dates where he was doing steroids. That was the joke.
Right, but either way, he's still doing stuff.
So here's my thing. Are we going to see any of our comedians in that movie?
Maybe. Who's been hanging out with him? James and Mike Tran.
Yeah, might see Mike Tran.
You might see them. I hope so.
Look.
See, I'm not one of those guys. I'm like, if that happened for them, good for them.
It's like the mafia. You know what? I'll do it like Ray Liotta. You know what? Having James and Mike Tran was there. It was like one of us. It was one of us got promoted.
Right, man.
Somebody in our family finally made it.
Right, exactly.
They were now a real comedian.
Right.
They were now, nobody could touch them.
He's got a film credit. Like
he had a film credit and he was on IMDb.
Right, exactly. No, I'm glad. It's just not something.
We got to do that whole scene. We have to shoot that whole scene. Like we find out they get cut out of the movie. And then like Marcus Dietz on the phone.
Like,
what do you mean they got cut out?
Do you know the story about
they're out, man? They're out, man.
No, do you know the story about you know who got cut out of the movie The Big Chill? You ever heard of that movie? The Big Chill is a big movie in like the 80s. It's one of those ensemble movies where everybody in the movie became super famous. And Kevin Costner was in the movie. The movie is about this weekend where all these old friends get together because their friend killed himself, right? So Kevin Costner shot a bunch of scenes where he's the friend that killed himself. And so they shot a bunch of scenes like where before he killed himself and then he kills himself. Then they have this thing. Well, the final cut, they cut him out and all you see of him is like his hand in the casket.
Oh, they cut Kevin Costner out of the movie?
Yeah. And he didn't become like famous until like years later. Like it blew his fucking chance. It's a really good movie.
All right.
And like, yeah, everybody, it's like William Hurt and Joe Beth Williams and maybe Glenn Close, like all these actors who were like big actors in that day. And yeah, that was Costner's like big break. And then they cut him out of the movie. He tells the story himself. And they're like, that's what can happen to you in Hollywood. He got paid to be in the movie, but it didn't advance his career at all because they never showed him. I don't even think they gave him a credit, like his name for starring in the movie. You know what I mean? Because he wasn't in the movie. It was like they only showed like his hand at the funeral. They decided not to show you anything about the friend,
Yeah.
So that it would be vague. Because in the script, there was some scenes I said before he killed himself. So that like, oh, you knew, I guess, setting up their relationship with the other characters or whatever. But for time or what, at that time, no one made 3-hour movies. That was a no-no. If you made a 3-hour movie, people were like, you're fucking crazy. Nowadays, people make 3-hour movies all the fucking time. Think about it. Like,
I think
Warren Beatty's Reds was one of the first 3-hour movies. Like, and that was controversial at that time. And there was a lot of people that were like, this is a good movie, but it's too long. Like,
I don't think, I don't even care. And we lost, we're down.
But it doesn't matter. We need to go anyway because we're almost an hour and a half. But I'm just saying. Oh, I love movies. You're getting me talking about movies. Fuck.
No, first of all, a long movie would have been Citizen Kane. Was a long
right, but everybody said Orson Welles was crazy, at the time. Everybody knows that. There's a movie about it on Netflix about how crazy he is. He was filming a movie that he never stopped filming ever until he died.
Which I don't
I
understand.
can't remember the name of it. What?
He was filming a movie
Yes.
and he didn't stop filming it.
He
until-
knew. Yeah, they
Was
were
it-
filming
it
it for
was-
years and years and years.
Was
and
it
years.
ever released?
No. It was never finished.
What was it about?
I don't even remember, but it was like him and some famous actor friends of his were filming this movie, like, and he was doing it himself, paying for it himself. It was his baby, you know what I mean? But he would never end. Like, that's why I always say there's a lot of artists that don't know when to stop. And if you
Yeah.
didn't tell them to stop, they wouldn't stop. They keep going. The painting would never be finished, you know. I
Well,
knew a guy
maybe
like
maybe
that.
a lot
He
of
was always painting.
a lot of
painting
himself was in
was
Citizen
never
Kane
finished.
because the whole point of Citizen Kane was his character didn't know when to stop and he was driving relationships into the ground.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But no, that's what I'm saying. He's crazy. He's the artist.
Whatever. Anyway, so you're not eating out with Charlie on Thanksgiving. What are you doing? You just gonna smoke weed with freaking
I gotta
Ty Rivera
go to work.
on Thanksgiving the whole day?
I'm pretty sure I have to work.
Ah, shit.
Oh no, maybe not. I think I go back to work tomorrow and then I'm off. So maybe I am off Thursday. But yeah, we don't have any plans or anything.
Yeah.
I don't have any family here, so neither does she. So it's just us. And we already made a turkey. I told you that last week.
What do I feel like I'm not seeing?
I guess you could make another one. I'm waiting for after Thanksgiving when the turkeys go like to 15 cents a pound. They're trying to get rid of it.
I like making turkey. I'm going to take mine. I brine them in fruits and vegetables with a pound of salt and ice. Then I stuff rosemary under the turkey skin, flavors it. And then we cook, and then I'm going to eat.
How do you bake it?
Yeah, for 5 hours.
No, you don't do some people do the frying thing.
I'm not deep
We'll
frying.
fry that turkey and fry it up. It's pretty good. But I think I prefer the roast turkey, just regular.
Yep.
Old fashioned.
They're going to try to do the Macy's Day Parade, but they're only going to have like 10 blocks, and that's it.
Like floats got to be fucking
This is
60 feet apart from each other. Social distance floats.
This is Al Roker, and unfortunately, because there were only 10 people holding the balloon, it flew
Right.
off into space, to the stratosphere right now. The 6 people are holding on for dear life.
Right.
Social distancing while carrying Spider-Man was not a good idea. The people holding the SpongeBob float are stuck on the World Trade Center. This was a horrible idea. We should have just played clips from the years past, but they said we had to do something live. I'm not able to spend time with my daughter in 50 Thanksgivings because of this shit. I've become socially awkward and distant, and my family and friends hate me. This is Al Roker. I'm never going to come back here again. I'm the one guy that didn't rape women, and this is what I have to show for it. Jesus Christ almighty. Al Roker, the whitest black guy you know.
He's guilty by association, though. Like, the whole pool was dirty, and Al's in there clean. But
he was my neighbor growing up as a kid. Al Roker was my neighbor.
Oh, yeah?
I knew him growing up as a kid, and he turned into a douchebag.
Of course he did.
What a nightmare. Imagine giant baby Trump floating over New York City. It's just going to be, you're fired, not quitting, you're fired.
I can see nothing.
And there's no music they could play. They're just going to play the presidential music because he can't play anyone's music. He has no rights to anything. Doesn't he have cancer, or Trump, or Al Roker?
I never understood why.
I don't know. I don't know if Al Roker.
Why he doesn't just play Kid Rock or Ted Nugent or somebody that would let him play it.
Yeah.
Why does he always choosing shit that everybody's like, no? Like, just play fucking Cat Scratch Fever and fucking, nobody will care.
Donald Trump, and your next president of the United States of America. Cat Scratch Fever. Yeah. Country.
He's like, Donald Trump, president. He's like, my name is King.
Why did the water
bang, boogie. Up jump the boogie.
Oh God, this country.
He's saying up Trump the boogie. Like,
Up Trump the boogie.
what the fuck is?
My name is Donald
You
Trump.
might as well go full on fucking Twilight Zone. Is what I'm saying. Like, you might as well. Why are you hesitating for this last bit?
My name is Donald Trump.
Go right
I'm the
on over the
president to
edge.
be. You can't miss number 45 UC. Rolling around with a bucket in the car. Everybody knows
There's
I'm a
gotta be
motherfucking
some-
star. I am.
There's got to be some band that's Trumpers. 5 Finger Death Punches. They got to be Trumpers.
No, that guy's
Let
cool.
the 5 Finger Death Punchers fucking.
I met Ivan Moody. He's the man.
Fuck off.
I met him.
You know he punched his wife.
I don't know.
He's the man. Like, oh yeah.
He's my height, Ivan
It's
Moody.
the same, yeah. But I mean, he's nice as a guy could be that punches his wife
Exactly.
and makes the shittiest music you've ever heard in your life.
Oh. Oh, do you have toilet paper?
Oh, there's more. But no, you know what? For a moment they went crazy when he first brought up. I said last week when he first brought up that they might shut down again. They went crazy for a minute, and then it seems like yesterday it was slowed down again. Like because now he said they're not total shutting down and quarantining and all that.
I can't find my picture with Ivan
But they
Moody.
could quarantine again. I mean, it depends. He said like, "Oh, we're going to see what happens," and like I said last week, it doesn't matter what they do. They can quarantine again. They can quarantine all they want. It ain't gonna matter.
I can't find my
If people
picture
won't
with him.
change what they're doing. It's just gonna run through. People are gonna get it or not get it. I'm just trying my best to not get it. Like that's it.
Oh, there it is. Hold on.
Bah!
And there it is. There I am with Ivan Moody.
He's like, early here tomorrow.
That's 5 Fingers.
Why you still remember me? Like, oh my God, dude.
There he is.
He
What am-
looks like a guy that you would just know. Like you go, oh, I know.
He
that
lives here in
guy.
Vegas.
No, I know, but I'm just saying he looks like a guy. You're like, oh yeah, I know that guy.
And they know it's. Oh, by the way, they know what Sunday Fun Day is.
Oh no, because I said that.
They know Sunday Fun Day.
I said that to Ian once. I said
Yeah, because I told you. He told me.
something about him punch his wife, or what did I say? I said something like they sucked, and Ian was like, he lives in Vegas, and I was like, oh, is he gonna come and punch me like he punched his wife?
Oh,
and then,
Jesus.
And then he private messaged me. He's like, oh, he comes hang out at the Sunday Funny sometimes or whatever. And I was like, oh, that's cool and whatever. I just don't like their fucking band. Like, I'm sorry. I just think they're everything that's wrong with rock and roll currently today.
know.
And,
Yeah, I know that.
I will not hold that opinion inside. I'm sorry. I take music very seriously, and when people are pissing on it.
I really want to remind everybody again what we're happy about, and what we're thankful for, and we're thankful for this.
Right?
The winner.
Where is that from? Oh, State of Denial. Why don't I have that? Send me that.
Yeah.
All right, we should get out of here. We've been here far too long. Everybody's left because the show's gone on too long. Dragging on. Just Julia and Rosalind are last left. As always, they're our most loyal fans. And we love you.
Now, can you clone yourself
We
1,000
love you for that.
times? So,
right, exactly.
yeah.
Can we get 1,000 more of you?
Yeah, that is.
Tell your friends to tell their friends. We had a lot of viewers throughout the show. Anyway, thank you for watching, and we'll be back next week to see if Donald has conceded. I doubt it.
No, he'll never. I'm going to pardon myself and send it to Turkey because my wife said I'm going to Turkey. So thank you guys. Happy Thanksgiving. We will be here next week. I hope my birthday trying to tell me that my schedule means that I have to work on that Tuesday night. I'm going to try to flip it to make sure that I will be here for you. You will not see me in a fucking furniture store on
Yeah,
Tuesday
come on,
night.
man. You can do it.
I know I can.
All right.
We love you, everybody.
We'll
Have
be
a
here.
good night and have a happy Thanksgiving.
Yes, happy Thanksgiving. We love you all.